In contrast to this, what I find most large organizations do is, if this is the organizational pyramid, think about who do you look up to in this pyramid to get to your strategy. If you're a typical organization that I am familiar with, what employees do is they look up to the CEO to get all the box 3 ideas. If you are like that, then I say your organization will struggle in box 2, box 3 thinking. Let's think about why is it that when you have the monopoly for strategy making at the top, why is it that organization will struggle in box 2, box 3 thinking? By the way, nowadays it has become rather fashionable to invert this pyramid and put the customer at the top and put the CEO at the bottom. Every organization I have been to, I know who flies the corporate jet. So why don't we just leave it this way? And then we say people at the top, they come up with the strategy. People at the bottom, their job is to execute that strategy. People in the middle, their job is to make sure. People at the top think, people at the bottom do, and people in the middle think they do. If this is the way your organization has strategy conversation, then I say your organization will struggle in box 2, box 3 thinking. Let's think about why. One obvious reason is box 2, box 3 is in response to weak signals, in response to nonlinear changes. In this organization, who understands the nonlinear changes the best? Who has the pulse on weak signals? In fact, if you're an automotive company, in fact, many of the US automotive companies, even today, drive emerging market strategy sitting in Detroit. No wonder they struggle to innovate in emerging markets. The reason being, who understands the weak signals in emerging markets? Is it going to be the CEO sitting in Detroit or the so-called doers? Take a market like China. Who understands the dynamics of change in the automotive industry in China? How fast is non-consumers becoming consumers? How fast are technology moving in China? How far local competitors are building capabilities? The so-called doers in China or the CEO sitting in head office? There's a second problem if you keep strategy making solely at the top, and that has got to do with box 2. And box 2 is about forgetting. I want you to think about, in this organizational pyramid, where is the forgetting problem going to be the most acute? I will submit to you that people at the top have the most acute problems with forgetting, especially if they were the ones who created the past. If you are the ones who created the scissors, not just created any scissors, but a great scissors, which has given you a lot of profits in the past, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to selectively give up that scissors. Unless you can challenge the status quo, you cannot create a revolution. If you are the CEO who created that status quo, you are going to have a tremendous problem in challenging that status quo. Think about it this way. In the history of human race, how many revolutions were started by the kings? I have been to London several times. Not once have I seen Queen Elizabeth stand in front of the Buckingham Palace with a sign saying, "Down with the monarchy." If you want transformation, you engage the people who are closest to the weak signals. The so-called doers are not only closest to the future, but they are very little vested in your past. They have very little forgetting problem. In fact, if you want to have a strategy architecture where you want to capture box 3 ideas, I submit to you, you must empower each and every employee to give you help in box 3 idea generation. In fact, I will point to you that all the ideas that you need to create your future are already inside your organization, in some employees' brains. Is your strategy making process constructed in a way that you listen to mavericks, you listen to non-traditional voices, who can observe the weak signals and really help you with box 3 ideas.